Hey everybody, what's going on? Dr. Chad Woolner here, and this is episode number 3 of the Align 5 show. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about a very simple test that can predict your lifespan. So let's get started. So hey everybody, in today's episode, we want to talk about something really simple but very profound. You know, most of us, when we look at various diagnostic tests or indicators as far as our health and well-being and longevity and lifespan, we typically think of things like blood tests or advanced imaging, sometimes even like genetic markers and things like that. But rarely do we think of mechanical things, functional things. And so what we want to talk about today is a very simple test that was shown in a number of different studies to be very accurate at predicting our lifespan and our longevity. This is kind of going along with our second principle of the 5 fundamentals of health. In that second principle, if you recall, what we talk about is this idea of our bodies needing to be functioning correctly mechanically. And if they're functioning correctly mechanically, that makes a huge impact on our overall health and well-being. And so let me tell you a little bit about this test. The test I'm talking about is called the sitting rising test. You can look it up online, you can do your own research and see for yourself. But basically what happened was there was a physician who noticed that a lot of his patients who dealt with a lot of the biggest chronic health issues also happened to have issues mechanically. They had mobility and function issues, issues with balance, issues with their ability to stand, sit, move, and function. And obviously, this should sound like common sense when I start talking about it, but I don't think we necessarily put it together in the right context or in the seriousness of what we're talking about here. And so basically what this test showed was he basically ran a test where he said if someone can, from a standing position, sit on the ground and then stand right back up again without any assistance using hands, elbows, or anything like that, but can just sit and then stand right back up, that would be considered what he would call kind of a perfect 10 score. And with those people, what he found was they were much more likely to be able to have a longer lifespan. And he was studying people that were, I think, within the ages of like 50 all the way on up. And so if you think about it, 50 really isn't that old. And so what he found, though, conversely on the other end, was people who did require assistance, who were either wobbly, had balance issues as they were doing it, who couldn't do it smoothly or evenly, who needed assistance and things like that, he would deduct points from their overall score of 10. And basically what he found was there was a statistically significant difference in those people insofar as their 5-year life expectancy. What he found was pretty much for every point that was deducted, it resulted in a significantly less reduced number in their life expectancy insofar as years are concerned. So pretty significant, pretty sobering if you think about it. And the point is this, I don't want us to get caught up in the complexities of the different statistics and things like that. Like I said, if you want to look it up, look it up. The point is this, our bodies were designed to be properly functioning mechanically. And when we have problems with our body and its ability to function properly as far as the mechanics are concerned, it has a negative impact on our health. And so what I'm going to do is demonstrate for you what a kind of quote-unquote perfect score would be. Basically, you're going from a standing position to a seated position, and then from a seated position all the way back up to a standing position. That would be considered a perfect 10 score according to this study that they did. When all of a sudden you need to start using assistance with your hands or the various things like that, if I need help or have difficulty or like balance issues as I'm doing it, those are all different deductions. And again, I don't want to get into the complexities of the different scoring and methodologies there, but just understand that our bodies need to be functioning correctly mechanically in order for us to live our highest level of health. And so think about that. Think about your own mechanical function as far as your balance, as far as your coordination, and different things like that. What we're talking about here fundamentally, if we really boil this down, is we're talking about just fundamental mechanical movement and function. People, all of us, should be able to bend over, sit down, stand up, go from a laying position to a standing position, all the different things that we do on a day-to-day basis so that we can function at our best. Because obviously health isn't just about feeling good, it's about function as well. So hopefully that's the take home for today's episode with you guys. So hope this has been interesting. Hope you got a lot out of it, and we will talk to you guys real soon on the next episode. Thanks for watching.